everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to my second tutorial of Python series, which is Python tutorial for beginners. So in this particular tutorial, second tutorial, we're going to cover few points such as installing Python, Pycharm, then flow control statements, conditional statement, iterative statement, transfer statements. So in the previous video, I have mentioned that I'm going to declare the syllabus that I'm going to cover in my tutorial series. So instead of declaring the syllabus, it would be best that directly we can jump onto the syllabus and complete the points one by one. And for each and every point, I'm going to take the problems or programming examples. Okay, so that it will going to be very easy for you people to understand the concept in a very well manner. So even if after completing the theory as well as practical, you can able to solve any questions if it is being asked related to that topic. So that's why directly we're going to jump into the problem solving or doing the programs. Okay, let's get started. So before starting that, just subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share this video with your friends to learn the Python in a better way. Okay, now first of all, we'll move on to the installing the Python, and then we can move on to the installing the Pycharm. So what is the Pycharm? Pycharm is nothing but the IDE. So any IDE you can use. There is no any restriction. You can use Atom, you can use even Notepad, even you can use VS Code, whatever it may be. But most of the times I use Pycharm only, and in the sometimes VS Code as well. So any IDE you can use, no issues. So first of all, we'll go to the installing the Python, how to install the Python in your laptop or PC. Okay, so just you need to go to the Google and type over here is that install Python. And once you'll get this first link, click on this link, download Python, and click on this download Python 3.11.0. So after downloading this, you need to just open it. So already there is a Python installed in my system, but for demo purpose, I am telling you. So you're going to get this window, install Python 3.11.0 for 64-bit. So according to your laptop configuration, this path will going to appear, sorry, this 32-bit or 64-bit will going to appear in your screen. Now, what you need to do is that directly don't click on install now. You need to install the Python customizably. So for that, you need to check this box, add python.exe to the path, and then click on customize installation. Then all these checks you need to be checked. Then go to the next. Then here, instead of installing the instead of installing the Python, whatever the path has been mentioned over, directly you need to go to the browse and go to the C drive. You need to install this Python in your C drive so that there should not be compatibility issues afterwards. Okay, so go to the C drive. Okay, and then create here the new folder. Okay, whatever the name, Python 3.311, because 311 like this, and then click on OK and then install. So directly what will going to happen, you'll be able to install the Python in your system. Now what is the purpose of installing the customized installation is that there should not be problems in case of running your program. So that's why we need to install the Python in your C drive so that it will going to appear. So this is the first step how to install the Python. So I'm not going to click on this install button because already I have installed Python in my system. So those people who have not installed the Python in your system, you can click on install and get Python installed in your system. Now next is installing the IDE. Now what I will do is that I'll go back, I'll type install Pycharm, then go to JetBrains, and here there are two versions, community version as well as look here, community as well as professional. So you need to install only community version. Okay, so you can click here get Pycharm. Okay, and here professional as well as community. So community is a free one and it is a paid one, and only it is going to be available 30 days trial. So instead of clicking on professional, you can click on community download. So there is no any means the steps that I have mentioned while installing the Python, that you need to get the path and all those things. So there is nothing like that. So you need to just click on this community button, download it and install it directly. You will going to you will be easily able to install the Pycharm. Okay, So we can skip this part. You can do it on your own, I know that. So directly I'll jump into the Pycharm. So this is how the Pycharm looks like. Okay, so now what I will do is that once you'll open the Pycharm, so it will going to look like this. So again, while we'll have the lectures of Django and all those things, so at that time there is a need of creating the virtual environment. So what is virtual environment? Virtual environment is nothing but there is one environment in which whatever the software, suppose one project is there, okay, and for that project certain dependencies are there. Now what are dependencies? Dependencies means certain libraries of certain packages needs to be installed to run that particular project. Okay, so that project, for example, Django packages need to be there for the running the project, so you need to install the Django. So all those requirements are being installed into that environment, and the particular file, that is requirement.txt file, has been created in which all the dependencies are being mentioned over there. So whenever we're going to hand over that project to anybody else, so first priority of that particular person is to install the requirement.txt, because for Python backward compatibility is not present. So as backward compatibility is not present for the Python, so you need to install first of all requirement.txt, which has been mentioned in the project itself. Because uh, because of the backward compatibility, there will be issues in running the project. So that's why it is very important that whenever you're going to create your project, you need to, after completing the project or before starting the project, you need to create the one virtual environment, and in which you need to install your required dependencies, and that will going to install into your virtual environment, and that can be listed in the requirement.txt, so that later whenever you want to share your project with somebody else, so there should not be issues in running that. That's it. So in deep, we're going to go later how to create the virtual environment, how to install the particular packages and all those things. But for now, for core Python and core Python, I think it is not necessary to create the virtual environment. Okay, so right now, as we have already discussed the points that are going to cover in this one, so already we have covered install Python, install Pycharm, then we're going to jump into the flow control statement. So first is a conditional statement. I think those who are from the computer or IT background, they easily know what is the meaning of these ones: if else, if else. So in other languages, there may be if else, if, like this. But in the Python, if else, if else. So we're going to see examples as well as the two programs that I have written over here that we will going to solve. Okay. Now suppose I'll just have the first a simple example. Suppose name. I'm going to take one variable as a name, and name suppose ABC. I'm going to take. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to take the example of if, then if else, then if else. Okay. So I'm going to write down one condition: if name equal to x, y, z, then print name name is not name is x, y, z. Okay, so this is the first example that I have written over here. So what is going to happen? Name already we have declared as a global variable, that is ABC, and the control is going to come over here, and if name equal to xyz, so this statement will going to false, so nothing will going to print. Okay, so if I'll run this program, what will going to happen is that nothing will going to print onto the console. Okay, so this is the first example. Now next is if else. Now in the else condition, we have not written anything over here, so that's why nothing has been printed onto the console. Suppose if I want to print something on the console, so what I need to do is that else I need to write it down. Print name is, directly you can give the variable names, so directly it will go to print name is ABC. So if I'll run the program, so directly the name is ABC, it will go to print onto the console. Okay, so this is the second example. And last example, another condition we can add over here with the help of elif name equal to anything you can mention, suppose ddd, and print name is name. Okay, like this. So even if I'll run this program, so directly else condition will going to appear, as these condition, first condition and second condition, will not going to satisfy. and if I'll run it, same will going to print. Suppose if I'll type over here DDD, then second statement will going to execute. So DDD name is DDD, and if I'll type XYZ, first statement will going to be executed. So like this. So this is very easy. I think everybody knows, and it is just like an English statement that if, elif, else. So it will going to follow the sequence. First, it will going to check this condition. If it is satisfied, then it will going to print for first statement itself, and it will going to skip two statements. Then first statement, if it will going to false, then it will going to check the next statement. This statement, if it is true, then it will going to skip the last statement, and it will going to print the second statement. Or else, if second statement also fail, then it will going to print the last statement. That's it. Very easy. Okay. So based on this conditional statements, we're going to solve two programs. So first one is that I'm going to copy and paste over there so that we can understand it easily. So I'm going to make as a hash so that it will be commented. So write a program to find the biggest of given two numbers from the command prompt. Okay. So how to write that? Means whenever I'm going to run the program, so user should have the prompt message that please enter the number, first number, second number. Then we need to write a logic in such a way that we need to find out the biggest number from the two inputs that the user has entered. So how to write that? So one by one, stepwise, we need to go. So as here it has been mentioned that from the command prompt, means whenever I'm going to run this program, there should be prompt message to the user that enter the first number, enter the second number. So you need to take the inputs. So I'm going to take number 1 because here the numbers have been mentioned, number 1 variable. So what I will do is that I'm going to take the input, enter the first number. Okay, enter the first number I'm going to take. Then same I'm going to copy like this, and here I'll just replace number 1 with number 2 and first with second, right? So what will going to happen is that whenever we're going to run the program, so these inputs will going to taken from the command prompt, and that inputs whatever the user has entered, that will going to assign to the number 1, then number 2. Now you need to write down the logic, okay, with help of if, elif, else statements. So if number 1 is greater than number 2, what you need to print? The biggest number. So directly you can, if number 1 is greater than number 2, means what? Number 1 is greater. So number 1 is greater. That's it. And else what condition you need to write? Print number 2 is greater. And here I can write down then number 2, and I can copy this number 1. Correct? That's it. This is very easy. Now once I'll run, what will going to happen? We'll check, run examples. So it will going to ask the enter the first number. Suppose if I'll enter the first number as 20, so it will going to prompt for the second message, that is enter the second number. Suppose if I'll enter 10, so what will be the output? Tell me. So first number I have entered 10, sorry 20, second is 10, means this condition will going to satisfy and this statement will going to execute. So let's see after entering this one. That's it. 20 is greater than number 2. So instead of number 2, directly we can print out the numbers over there so that you can, means ideally the statement will be better one. So instead of that one, what I'll do is that I'll just have a comma and then I'll do that like this. And here as well, I'll do the same, right? Now check. Look, 20, 10. So 20 is greater than 10. That's it. So it will going to be very easy to understand the things. Okay. So this is the first program that we have solved. I think everybody is in a position to understand this one. So what is going to happen whenever we're going to run this program? Once again, I'm going to explain in a short while that whenever we're going to run this program, it will going to prompt enter the first number. So at that time, if the user enters the number, that 20 number will going to assign to this variable called as number 1. Next step, it will going to ask for the enter the second number, and whenever user will going to enter the second number, this 10 value will going to assign to this number 2. And next the the controller will going to move to the 7th line and it will going to check whether the number 1 is greater than number 2, and if that statement is true, then this will going to present this statement. and if not, then it will going to present this statement. That's it. Very easy program. Okay. Now next program we need to take. Or else only one program we can take. So I'll give this program to you as for assignment. So I'm going to put this question in the assignment as sorry in the description as well. So you can solve this. It is very easy. Write a program to check whether the given number is in between 1 and 10. Same. You need to take the input from the user, and you need to check whether the given number is in the range of 1 to 10, sorry, 1 to 100 or not. That's it. It is very easy. I think you can solve it. If not, you can comment on this video, so I'll going to have the solution for that as well. But first of all, you need to try them. So this is very easy. I think no required to solve. So as already I have told you in the previous lecture, that one example I'm going to solve and one example for the assignment I'm going to give. Okay, so that's it. I think this is very easy. If else, if else, this is not that much difficult. It is straightforward. Anybody can do it. Okay, so moving on to the next part, iterative statement. So in the iterative statement, already I have written down the definitions and all those things, and I have written two questions for that. So these two questions also we're going to solve, and after that we're going to cover the transfer statement. Okay, let's get started about iterative statements. So what is the for loop and what is the while loop? So again, I'm telling those who are from the computer background, they can easily able to understand what is for loop and while loop, but those who are not having the background of computer, it will be very difficult to understand. So that's why I have written the statements over here, as well as I'm going to have some of the examples so that you can easily understand for loop as well as while loop. First of all, we're going to see the definition of for loop. If we want to execute some action for every element present in some sequence, then we should go for while loop. So I'm going to have examples stepwise so that you can understand. Now, suppose once again I'm going to give the example of name. Suppose name is there, Virat. As Virat is famous these days, so I'm going to take the name of Virat. Okay. Now suppose, as the statement mentioned over here, if you want to execute some action for every element present in some sequence, then we should go for loop. Okay, so every element present in sequence means what? Suppose in the name Virat, Virat, all the spellings are present. So if you want to perform something on this sequence, then we should go for loop. So now my requirement is that I want to print onto the console each and every word present in Virat. So at that time, what to do? I should go for loop. So how to do that? I'll tell you. Just you need to type it down for each word, sorry, each letter in name. Okay, print each letter. That's it. Okay. What is going to happen because of this loop? For each letter in name, so in name, whatever in name what is present, Virat is present. For each letter in name means what will going to happen? First of all, I'm going to run it and I'm going to print it, so that afterwards I'm going to explain it. So already I have told you the requirement is like this: whatever the letters that are present in the name Virat, each and every letter, okay, has to be printed onto the console. So let's see, Virat, that's it, Virat, that's it. Okay, so you have got Virat. So now how it has got printed, that we need to check it down. Now I will tell you. So whenever we want to perform some operations, whatever the string or whatever it may be the value that is being presented into the string or any other thing. Also, I'm going to explain other things as well with the help of for loop as well. Not only in this case we need to use the for loop, but there are several use cases of for loop are there. So once we're going to start solving the questions, you will get to know how to solve the problems with the help of for loop. So for loop is very useful, and in daily practice, many of the developers are using the for loop as well as while loop. Okay, so what will going to happen for each letter in name means what will going to happen? Each letter means what? For each letter in name. So in this each letter, first word will going to, sorry, first letter will going to come first time V, then it will going to print onto the console. The next time again loop will going to go and it will going to pick the next letter and it will going to print onto the console. So likewise, all the words, sorry, all the letters will going to print onto the console. This is very easy. Now, second example you can take of printing the numbers. Okay, suppose if I'll write for I in range of 10, and print the number instead of directly I'm going to print. So what will going to happen in this case is that for I in range of 10 means what? It will going to print onto the console the numbers between 0 to 10. And remember, whenever you're going to have the range function, at that time it will going to start from the 0 and ends with whatever the number that you have taken over here, and it will go into -1 means 0 to 9 will going to present onto the print onto the console. Why is it so? Because it's the Python way that it will going to start from the 0 and ends whatever the number that you have taken in the range function, so it will going to -1 to that number. So if I'll print, so 0 to 9 numbers will going to print onto the console. Let's check it. So 0 1 2 3 4 9. And suppose if you want to start this from the 1 and ends this with 10, then we need to just plus 1 adding it. So 1 to 10 we're going to print like this, 1 to 10, easy. So now this is the just basic example I am taking over here to understand the for loop in a better manner. But in future we're going to take lots of example where we need to use for loop many of the times, so you will get to know easily. Now we'll move to the while loop then. Now, while loop definition, if you want to execute a group of statements iteratively until some condition false, then we should go for while loop. Okay. So, whenever the condition will going to false, then we should, whenever some statements, group of statements you want to execute iteratively and until some condition false, then we should go for the while loop. So, two examples I have written over here. So that two examples we're going to solve. First is I'll just copy it and I'm going to paste over here so that you can easily able to get the question. Okay, now I'm going to close this one to print the numbers from 1 to 10 while by using while loop. Now already with the help of for loop we have done it. For loop, how we have done? For I in range of 1 comma 10 print I. Okay, so once again I'll just have the example. So 1 to it is requirement is 1 to 10, so I'm going to just add 1 and I'm going to run 1 to 10. So same thing we need to do it with the help of while loop. So how to do that? Suppose I'm going to take variable I as 1. Okay, then I need to, so whatever this underline all those things, so ignore right now. This is just a Pycode style or Pylons errors are there, so it will going to, we can remove it afterwards, no issue considering that. Okay, now I need to print 1 to 10 numbers. So first value should be 1. So that's why what I have taken one variable I equal to as a 1. So while loop I less than equal to 10. Okay, so I have declared I variable as 1 and I have checked with the help of while loop, that is I, whatever the I value is 1, 1 is less than equal to 10. So 1 is less than equal to 10, then we can print I, right? So first, in a first flow, what will going to happen? That only 1 will going to print over here. Further, the numbers won't be print. Why? Because there is no any addition or subtraction or whatever it may be, right? So what will going to happen? I have declared I equal to 1. Then it will going to move to the next line where it will going to check. So I's value is 1. So 1 is less than equal to 10. Then 1 will going to print. But further, the values are not going to print. Why? Because next statement has not been written over here. So for to print particular further numbers up to 2 to 10, what you need to do then? I equal to I plus 1. So what will going to happen because of this? Suppose now I'm going to tell you one by one once again. So first is one number. So 1 is less than equal to 10. 1 will going to print onto the console. So again the control is going to go over here. So in this I equal to I plus 1. What will going to happen? So one value is there, 1 plus 1, 2. So the 2 value will going to assign to the I variable. Again it will going to check over here. 2 is less than equal to 10. Then 2 number will going to print. So likewise again the 2 plus 1 3, then 3 will going to come over here. 3 is less than equal to 10, then 3 will going to print, then again 4, then 4 less than, like this, and you will going to find that onto the, sorry, I think program was wrong. What the mistake I have done, I think this kind of small mistakes will going to happen by yourself as well. So at that time you need to correct yourself. So by mistake I have, what I have done, outside of the while loop, I have taken the this statement, so that's why it has happened. Okay, right? So now I have taken this statement inside of the while loop. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10. 1 to 10 numbers are being printed. So in a short, once again, I'm going to explain I equal to 1, 1 is less than equal to 10, 1 will going to print. Then again, one's value will going to be incremented. That is I is 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So I equal to 2. So 2 value will going to move to over here. So 2 is less than equal to 10. Then 2 will going to print. Then again 2 plus 1, 3, 3 less than equal to 10. So at the last, the 10 will going to come over here. The statement is true. So 10 value will go to print, and then 11. So when 11 will going to come over here, so this condition will going to false. So if once condition will going to fall, the control will going to come out of the loop and nothing will going to be printed. That's it. It is very easy. It is very easy, not that much difficult. Only we need to apply the logic. And while writing any program in your career or in your college days, you need to understand the logic. Without understanding the logic, you are not supposed to write down any code. Okay, so that's it. This is the first one. Now second one is that I think I will leave you to for the assignment. Also, I'm going to add this question in the assignment itself so that you can easily able to solve. Now, what has been given? To display the sum of the first n numbers. To display the sum of first n numbers means what? So whatever the user is going to have the input number, the sum of those numbers you need to do and you need to display onto the console. So try to solve this one. Okay, this one, and I have given this one. So these two questions you need to solve as an assignment. So if you people are not able to solve, I'm going to put the answers into the comment section. Okay, so that's it. So this is not that much difficult. Okay, that's it. Now we'll move to the transfer statement, last section of the today's tutorial. Transfer statement: break, continue, and pass. So break means what? Break means what? So suppose for I in range of 10, okay, for I in range of 10, and if I want only 1 to 7 numbers, and I don't want further numbers 8, 9, 10. Okay, so at that time, what you need to do, write down the condition. If I equal to 7, then break. So what will going to happen? Can anybody guess? If I'll run like this, and I have not printed yet, am I? Not printed yet. Print I. Okay. So if I'll run like this, what is going to happen? 1 to 6 numbers will going to print. What has happened over here? That I'm going to explain. So what I have done is that for I in range of 1 to 11 means 1 to 10 numbers will going to be printed. As I have already told you, last number will going to be deducted from 1. So 11 minus 1, 10. Okay. Now I have written one condition over here that if I equal to 7, then break. Now what is going to happen? First, in the first loop, for I in range of 1 comma 11. So first, in the first loop, I's value will going to be 1. So 1 will going to print it. In the second, 2 will going to print it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to 6 it will going to print it. But here I have added one check or condition where it will going to check that if I equal to 7, then break the loop. So now the i's value is 7. So the control is going to go here instead of this line. So once the control is going to go over here, if I equal to 7, the loop will going to break. And once the loop will going to break, this control will going to come out of the loop. So that's when nothing is going to be printed. And you can see on the console that 1 to 6 has been printed. So to break the loop, the break statement is being used. As simple as that. So anywhere, wherever you want, you can use the break loop. Whenever you don't want the remaining value, so at that time you can use the break. So this is one of the best example of break. So any program you can write it down. Any program you can write it down. Suppose I'll give one assignment. Again this assignment I'm going to add in the comment section. So directly on the spot I'm creating the assignment, nothing else. So suppose there is one color list. Color list is there. Color list is there in which red list, yet it has not been covered, but I will tell you afterwards. White, green, Okay, so what is the requirement over here is that color list is there in which red, white, and green colors are present. And if the color is white, okay, if the color is white, you need to break the if color is white, you need to come out of the loop, or you need to break the loop. So you need to solve this assignment and put the answer in the description, sorry, in the comment section. I'm going to add these three questions, whatever the assignment question that I have already told you, I'm going to add those in the description section so you can solve it. So I'm going to design this tutorial in a such a way that there should be interaction and there should be some gaining from that. Just directly only I'm going to solve each and every problem and directly will just see it and directly we're going to do it. So that will not going to help you at all, because ready-made things will going to be available for you. Once you're going to understand my things, automatically you can easily able to solve the problems that I'm going to give you. Okay, so this is the example that. So next is continue. Now in this example only I'm going to explain the continue. Okay, so continue means what? Skip the current iteration and continue the next iteration. Okay, skip the current iteration and continue the next iteration. So how it is going to tell you. Now suppose, same example I'll just have and I'm going to tell you. Now suppose if you don't, from numbers to 1 to 10, if you don't want to print seventh number, you want to skip that, so what to do? You need to just replace this break with the continue. That's it. What will going to happen? Whenever the I value is 7, at that time it will going to skip, means it will going to skip this iteration, sorry, it will going to skip from, means whenever the loop will going to start running, it will going to skip from this statement, that is I equal to 7. What will going to happen, just we'll see by running this. Now see here, 7 number has not appeared onto the console, right? So I want to skip 7th number to print onto the console, so that at that time I have written one condition directly, that if I equal to 7, then skip that. Means skipping the current iteration and continuing the next iteration. Means whenever this I value will go into this 7, it will going to skip whole thing and directly it will going to go to the next iteration, that is ith value as the 8. Then ith value of the 8, it will not going to come under this one, so direct it will going to print, right? So as you can see over here in the console, the 7 number is not being printed. That's it. It is as easy. It is very easy, not that much difficult. So once these use case you're going to apply in your practical examples, at that time you can easily able to understand. Now as a beginner, you need to understand like this way. So that's why I'm telling these examples. But in actual practice, you need to use these things a lot. Okay, that's it. And last one is that pass statement. Pass statement. Now again, I'm going to give another one example. Pass is nothing but what? You want to do something afterwards. Want to do something afterwards. For example, same example I'm going to take Virat. Okay, if name equal to as x y z, then pass. I'm going to write down over here, and else, sorry, name is. So in future, if you want to write something in case of sixth line, that is pass statement you are written, so at that time you can use as a pass. Okay, suppose if I'll write down xyz, what will going to happen, that we will also check. Nothing will going to be printed because you have written pass statement. So in future, if you want to write anything, any condition over here, so at that time you can use the pass statement just for the developer perspective. But in actual practice, while deploying the code, at that time you are not supposed to keep this pass as it is. There is a authentic practice that you should not keep any blank lines or any pass statements or any print statement while deploying your application to the cloud. Okay, so that's it from this today's tutorial. I think we have covered all those things: install Python, install Pycharm, then flow control statement, under which we have seen conditional statement, if else, if-elif-else, then iterative statement, while loop, for loop, and last is transfer statement, break, continue, and pass. And I'm going to add these three assignments into the description section, so you can solve that, and you can drop drop the answers into the comment section. Okay, if not, I'll going to solve into the next lecture. Okay, that's it. So before leaving, just subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video with your friends so that you can easily able to. So now my plan is to, in each and every video, I'm going to cover some topic. Again, I am repeating again. So same, whatever I have done today, same thing I'm going to repeat, that I'm going to solve one or two questions for related to that topic, and one or two questions I'm going to give you for assignment so that you can easily get that particular topic in a very well manner. So this practice will going to continue. So bye bye. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.